chilly. End of a long day. Man, I never stop. You know, a lot of you guys might wonder why I don't do this inside. It's because I'm never inside. And who wants to videotape inside? Ugh. It's kind of gross. But anyway, it's funny. Coincidentally, I can hear a wolf howling. I don't think the audio is good enough in that camera. I don't have any speakers hooked up to the microphones hooked up to it, but there's a wolf howling about. It sounds like it's a quarter kilometer. Yeah, it's probably maybe 1,000 yards off in the distance. Anyway, I don't think you're gonna hear him. Oh, on that word on the pack of wolves that came in and ran my horses that day. I pretty well got all of them. I think there might be one left. That might even be him. But anyway, moving along. What do I got to say today? I got an interesting email sent to me. Out of the blue, I asked a couple people about someone in the past who had some video footage of one of these damn things, and I wondered why they only had, it's obviously they just have the one quick clip or the one little clip, and obviously the camera, you can tell the camera's like basically within 15 feet of this thing. And I asked a friend of mine, Scott, I asked why. Excuse me. I asked why. Like if that was me, obviously I would have pictured it. If I was that close to one of these things, I'd have that camera on a tripod pointing at it wide open on record the whole time, and I would not stop. I would get that thing waking up, screaming and growling and being pissed off and walking away, right? So I wondered about the rest of that footage, and sure enough, the word on the street is they do have a substantial pile of that footage of that being. And, there's a lot of you people out there who just need proof on the internet so bad. And there's a pile of you Sasquatch researchers out there who are stuck in that circle of videotaping yourselves and sticks and X's and all this horse shit nonstop. And that's fine. Teach their own. I'm not a fan. So you all understand where my mind is. And I know there is literally tens of thousands of you out there who are up to date on the known facts of these things and how it works and what's been going on. The proof's in. The proof has been in for a long time. Okay, it's been done. If you love to go out there and look for the signs of these things, fine. Fill your boots. Fill your boots. Whatever floats your boat. I don't care. Am I interested in that? Not the slightest myself. Like I said before, once you see one of these things, who gives a shit about a twisted tree branch or a footprint? I don't care. I want to know the answers. I want to know the answers to the intelligent, obvious questions. Why? Why are these scientists who have done the DNA studies, not just one, why are all of them getting demolished by the scientific community, the government, other people in the so-called Sasquatch community? As soon as there's hardcore, solid evidence delivered, acquired, those groups of people go into instant attack cannibal mode. Easily proven. And that's far beyond any videotaping, any stupid stick sticking out of the ground or a tree break or whatever the hell I have you. Move on. If you're really interested in this topic, you better start picking it up and move up ahead a few steps, because that's where the game is. It's way ahead of you. And I might sound a little pissed off right now. I am. I usually get. It's the end of the day, too. I'm kind of tired. But this topic has been annoying for a while as I sat back on the fence and watched it going through its cycles. And that there is answers out there for you for every single question you've ever had. The answers have been in your face for a long time. Like it or not. Many of you know this. Many of you are intelligent enough to dig, see the evidence, see everything that's being delivered to you, and understand and get it. And then sadly, there's an other portion of people out there on the internet who just can't wrap their brains around much, let alone the facts. Do you know what I mean? So sadly for them, leaving them in the dirt, carrying on forward. Keep in mind, I know some of you complain that I babble a whole bunch when I get on here and deliver a video, but it is what it is. So these things have got to be said. There's around 1,000 people, new people coming here every 24 hours to 48 hours, and they all got to be brought up to speed. Am I right? There's a lot of you that have been here for a long time, and you've heard me say these words numerous times. Well, Sorry, but it's just the way it's going to be because you got to keep everybody up to speed. Now, as we move along, just so you know, yes, I am in contact with some very, very intelligent people. Okay. And there's definitely a route to going about um, sharing knowledge with all of you. But first, obviously, you have to undo the damage that's been done. You have to call out the shitheads who have annihilated the information on this topic, who have annihilated the credible people. You know, you have to call them out first. You have to fix what's been broken first before you can smash forward with the brand new. With the brand new, you know, it's not necessarily brand new though. But anyway, Scott's book, Truth Denied. People wonder why. I am encouraging people to get that book and read it. It's because all of the answers are in it. The names are displayed. The conversations are accurately wrote down for you to read. The actions of people are there for you to see what they have done and what all the dirtbags did. And you'll understand why many of these players in the past just threw in the towel and went over into that side of the field and didn't want to play anymore. Do I blame them? I don't know. I'm a little different in mind than that. I cannot stand quit. I can't stand quit in anything, any topic, any person. If I hear or see somebody quitting, it kind of really bugs the shit out of me. And that's why I'm here now. I mean, I'm sitting on the back porch, listening and watching the horseshit going on too long. And my mindset is, you know, you don't need the scientific community. Who gives a shit? The scientific community kiss my ass. The government? Really? Who out there actually needs the government to tell you something? Are you kidding me? They're off the team too. But now, especially how my channel is proving to all of you, there is far, far, far more people that directly know of these things than there isn't now. That's all there is to it. Okay. And that's the only people you need. That's the only people you need. The people that stomp their hands and fists in the ground and cry whine about, show me the proof, show me the proof. You just kick them aside. You don't engage them. Kick them aside. Kick them aside. Their brains can clue in possibly on their own. I don't have time for it. You shouldn't either. It just bogs it down. It stops everything dead. Kick them off the side. The scientific community, they are not going to acknowledge this. They're not going to let it happen. Kick them to the side. Who needs them? You don't need the scientific community to prove something's running around when tens and tens and tens of thousands of people have seen these things. They have the DNA. There's video clips, tens of thousands of credible eyewitnesses. The proof's in. It's been done. All right. Where am I going with this? Yeah, I'm babbling a little bit, but like I said before, nothing scripted here. Let's turn on the camera, let it rip, and hopefully I get out what's on my mind smoothly so you can all pick it up. So I'm going to read this email volley between me and Scott. And it answers my questions. And will I be seeking out and speaking with the persons mentioned in this email? Yeah, I'm going to. Because I'm kind of like how'd you describe me? I'm the motivator. Okay? And also I am a good tool to clear up the bullshit. And I don't quit. So I'm going to hopefully... well, anyways, that could be later on. What's going to come later on. Okay? But in the meantime, I just want to share this little tidbit with all of you so you can understand more. And the picture can become more understandable. You can see a little more clearer. Okay? Here we go. Listen to this. So I'd already emailed Scott wondering, well, what happened to that other video footage? Why didn't they get a bunch of other video footage? And there must be more. Okay, and that's in the previous email. There's no internet connection where I am here. So I just set a photocopy, I copy what I want to read, and then I put in my notes on my phone, and then I find a spot where there's not too much noise and let it rip. So listen to this. Another pair of the reader glasses of the week. I go through them like I go through frickin' socks. Steve, Adrian Erickson was a major player in the Sasquatch genome study. His team contributed several samples, including a blood sample that was able to be completely sequenced. One of the 3 whole genomes in the study. He had Dr. Lila Hajchika, Chikha, overseeing the collection of DNA samples, and she personally saw Sasquatch on at least one occasion that I'm aware of. All this happened at the Kentucky property. Layla, L-E-I-L-A, Layla had doctorates in evolutionary biology and ecology at university. He has a lot of very good video. What you saw was just a very short promo from his never released documentary. It is my understanding the subject in the video did get up and move around, etc. I think Sissy set up and got that video, but I'm not sure. Supposedly they trusted her and she could hand feed the infant. I've seen some IR footage taken by Erickson's team, and it's very good. Dennis Fall was on site and took a lot of the footage. He and Dave are good friends. You might hit Dave up to put you in touch with Dennis. He definitely has a lot of information about the project and what went on. Erickson got very pissed off at the quote Bigfoot community when they came after him like they did Melba. He was basically like, F you, and refused to release anything. Closed up shop and went home. Here's the next interview he did in 2016. Can you tell me about the plans to do a documentary about the research project? What has happened? Will it ever be released? Adrian Erickson. In 2011, we decided to shop the documentary, which was in its finishing stages. We were not able to get an impartial, open-minded scientist who would stick his or her neck out to discuss the controversial DNA results, as they were not in accordance with DNA of likely species. Only the uninformed media gave it some soundbite time on various TV news stations, and the Sasquatch community crucified Melba's results. A couple of experts lend their opinions. There was so much opposition and skepticism. Releasing the documentary at that time would be pointless. It was like saying we had found a purple apple and everyone else said, no, it can't be because apples have always been red. Even others in the Sasquatch community, in the race to come up with DNA, did nothing but discredit the project. What a bunch of absolute douchebags, right? If that doesn't piss you off. Anyway, question. What personal conclusion do you draw from this study? Adrian Erickson. The world is not ready to accept what this species is. Certainly the scientific community is not. As an example, even though Dr. Layla Hajchik witnessed a Sasquatch doing a bluff charge and recorded the audio of it, she cannot come out and say Sasquatch exists, as, I presume, she will be criticized by her peers or perhaps by doing so diminish her chances in this research field. If she feels she cannot, how can the others? Question. What have you learned? Adrian. Sasquatch will decide when it's time to be recognized. The Sasquatch decides when he lets you see him. There is no hunting for a Sasquatch with night vision cameras, as I naively thought at the start of this project. Unless they are chance encounters, the Sasquatch knows when you're there and he is stalking us humans, not the other way around. I have also learned more about human nature along the way, the viciousness and prejudice on the subject. So you can see why I went away. By the way, I cover this in detail in my book, Truth Denied. So there you go. All right. The Sasquatch community. What a bunch of bozos. What a bunch of frickin' asses. But hey, bro. But anyways, whatever. Like I said earlier, it's time to just get rid of the bullshit. Kick the usual names who have been keeping everybody going in circles. Just kick them to the curb and smash forward and clear up this bullshit and get on with it. That's what we are all doing, and that's why I've mentioned in the past, if you guys have been following my video deliveries the whole way, hopefully you're picking up the tidbits that are getting delivered to you as we take the baby steps up to the big party. All right. Do you get it? Are you understanding this? Because you just don't go into a wrecked building and set up shop. Right? You got to go in there and clean up the frickin' mess that all the idiots left behind from the past. And sadly, there's still a handful of those idiots out there today still controlling this narrative. Not anymore. It's been taken from you idiots. But anyway, there you go. There is a direct conversation from a very intelligent, and from what I heard, what I hear from multiple sources, a very, very solid, intelligent, good person who got raked over the coals by all the douchebags that everybody knows of today and more. Okay? So, for all you who may get frustrated at me being frustrated and angry, well, hopefully you will get frustrated and angry alongside me about the same thing. And that's how we're going to clear up all this bullshit. Okay? And that's what I was mentioning earlier about getting back to community. Whoever the absolute butthole is that made it okay to automatically attack and ridicule and call good, hard, honest, working people liars and discredit them, whoever they are, it's time to kick all that horseshit to the side, get the community back, and support each other, okay? Together, band together, and kick all the horseshit to the side and smash forward. All right, and I strongly believe it's pretty obvious that's what we are doing. So it is getting exciting. It's just getting exciting. Trust me. What else can I share after that chunk of little rant? Right, man, I've been up running around mountains in this frozen snow and post holing crap. We're filming up a whole bunch of outdoor stuff nonstop, and then we race back and start doing the edits, and the techies are code writing and just stuff. It's just endless. There's endless things going on in my end in multiple different areas, but there's a whole pile of so much good coming. It's stupid. And for any of you other people out there who know of what's coming up in Washington State in the next, what is it, March 6th or 7th weekend, I think. Yeah, I told Dave I'd do it. Pilates, told him I'd do it. So I'll let you know exactly when and how that's going to go down. Maybe some of you can go out there in person in public and heckle me face to face. That'd be good. You know, what else? Yeah, I think I will be going to Georgia as well. I will be going. I said I was going to go, and once I say I'm going to do something, I do it. That's all there is to it. So I am going. I just don't know exactly when I'm going yet. I got to go all over the place. I got to go to Mississippi. I got to hook up in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. I got to go to Florida, I think. I got to go all over the place. We're booking bush plane flights right now for the north for this fall. Whew, what else? I'm in talks with Cabela's right now to partner up on a handful of cool items. That's all been going down right now. That's a whole pile of emailing and talks, and numerous other names that you're familiar with. I'm in talks with as well for doing other things. I've got probably 16 different pies on my plate, and I'm trying to take a slice out from each one and get it done. And it's tough to give each one the critical attention that it deserves. And then obviously I've got you guys to take care of on this YouTube channel as well, while I bring what I can to you when I can. And but don't forget for 1 second that my main motivation of sharing these things online through YouTube, through all you, is 150% for all of you who have had a tough time with this topic. That's why I'm doing this, okay? And aside, the so-called Sasquatch community, the researcher community, whatever, leave me out of your horseshit, man. Not into it. Am I attacking all researchers? Hell no. The lunatics? Hell yeah. The lunatic researcher group. What a bunch of cannibalistic wacko pass you guys are. Holy shizzle. Actually, somebody just notified me there's a couple people that have been taking my video content and making videos with it without permission. So yeah, I definitely have a team. I got a lot of people actually behind me that you don't know about. So, but yeah, we're definitely going to see, they are going the legal route to seek this shit out straight out of YouTube, possibly get the channels completely booted off. So don't think that things don't go unnoticed on this end. They just get dealt with a little differently than the adolescent minded people that are on the social media doing all the attacking and all the horse shit. So it's okay. We got this. But other than that, how's that for a quick update? I hope this all works out. You got the beautiful mountains in the background. It's freezing frickin' cold here still, but it seems to be spring seems to be on its way. But So there you go. Doing another live one. I think I will do another live YouTube. When am I going to do that? What day is it? Wednesday or something? I think it's Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Going to travel down to Vancouver again. Another 2-dayer. Let's try maybe possibly a Sunday night. All right. Maybe I'll try a YouTube live this Sunday night, possibly. Yeah. If not, I'll go into that. I can make a post on the YouTube community or whatever. I'll make a solid post on there very shortly and confirm a live feed Sunday evening. And we can all heckle the shit out of each other for a couple hours again. How's that sound?
Busy. That's life for you. So while you get to it, we're going nonstop to keep you running. No running around. For new key fobs. Plus,
lots of people believe in the abstract theory of alien life, but some people believe aliens have not only visited Earth, they actually placed a mysterious device into orbit above our planet thousands of years ago that they used to communicate with humanity. Sounds crazy? Here's a look at the mystery of the Black Knight satellite. First sighting. In 1954, the New York Times ran an article saying that Dr. Lincoln La Paz had discovered 2 satellites orbiting the Earth. The reason this was news? In 1954, no country had managed to launch any satellites yet. Whatever La Paz saw, it was enough to worry the Pentagon for a while that the Russians might have beaten America into space. La Paz later said he made it all up, while the Army said no such satellites existed. Still, many people believe the satellites were there, and they were made by aliens. The Tesla connection. Nikola Tesla is the internet's favorite scientist and is famous for lots of other things too, like inventing the Tesla coil, his dislike of women, and his strange obsession with pigeons. In 1899, though, he made his most controversial discovery when he claimed to have received an electric signal sent by aliens. He even published an article for Collier's Weekly, subtly titled Talking with the Planets, where he theorized the signal was from Mars. Modern conspiracy theorists, however, believe Tesla was actually intercepting a message from the Black Knight satellite. The next communication. According to Vice, in 1927, a Norwegian engineer named Jürgen Hals was listening to radio signals when he noticed that some of them had a strange echo. Despite turning to other physicists for help, Hals could never explain these long-delayed radio echoes, but some believe the answer is pretty obvious. Space race sighting. By the end of the 1950s, the space race was in full swing, and both the US and USSR had managed to put satellites in orbit. But according to Skeptoid, on February 11, 1960, a radar used by the US Navy picked up the presence of a strange, dark, tumbling object that didn't belong to either country. Americans freaked out, worried that it was a new Soviet satellite, but Time magazine announced it was just an innocent piece of space junk. However, thanks to declassified documents, we now know that it was a cover-up, as it was actually an American spy satellite doing reconnaissance on Russia. But is that just another layer to the deeper cover-up of the Black Knight satellite? The lost tape. Even the French managed to get in on the conspiracy action. In 1961, a scientist named Jacques Vallée made a discovery. There was a bright, unidentified object in retrograde, meaning it was moving in the opposite direction of Earth's rotation. The technology to put satellites in retrograde is available to humanity now, but didn't exist at the time. When Vallée showed a recording of his findings, though, his superior confiscated the tape and erased the footage. Nobody knows why, but some people believe it's because the lost tape showed proof of the existence of the Black Knight satellite. Or maybe An astronaut's alleged sighting. Mercury 7 astronaut Gordon Cooper would seem to be a reliable source, so many conspiracy theorists put great stock in the rumor that Cooper saw the Black Knight satellite while orbiting the Earth. Allegedly, up to 100 more people on Earth even saw the satellite on their radar while tracking Cooper's flight. One problem, though. According to Skeptoid, Cooper was adamant that his sighting of the Black Knight was made up by UFO fanatics. So what's the truth? Only the aliens know for sure. The people of Epsilon Boötis. In the 1970s, science fiction author Duncan Lennon took those radio echoes Jürgen Hals discovered in the 1920s and mapped them against constellations. He concluded that the signals were from the star Epsilon Boötis and claimed the decoded message said this: "Our home is Epsilon Boötis, which is a double star. We live on the sixth planet of 7. Check that, the sixth of 7, counting outwards from the sun, which is the larger of the two stars. Our sixth planet has 1 moon. Our fourth planet has 3. First and third planet each have 1. Our probe is in the orbit of your moon." Lennon later withdrew his claims, but theorists believe the mention of a probe orbiting the moon is actually talking about the Black Knight satellite orbiting Earth. Recent sightings. In 1998, the crew of Space Shuttle Endeavour photographed something in orbit that looked very similar to other images of the alleged Black Knight satellite. However, it was concluded that it was probably just a thermal blanket that had been lost in space. In 2015, there were at least 2 sightings, including an object passing in front of the moon and footage of the satellite hovering over Florida before disappearing. And in April 2017, there was footage released to tabloids that supposedly showed an Illuminati rocket blowing up the Black Knight satellite. The jury is still out on this one, but one thing is for sure: if that rocket was fired by the person who actually killed JFK, we could finally be close to getting some real answers. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.
The soap you shower with? It's you probably haven't even questioned what bar of soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
We have a mysterious new kid on the block. Astronomers call it Oumuamua, which in Hawaiian roughly translates to first-time visitor from far away. Oumuamua is the first interstellar object ever detected in our solar system. Astronomers discovered it in 2017 with the Pan-STARRS 1 telescope. And like all grand discoveries, it has raised more questions than it answers. Where did it come from? What's it made of? And yes, even the ultimate query, is it aliens? That's what 2 Harvard astrophysicists posed in a recent paper, suggesting that Oumuamua could be some type of alien spacecraft. And when we spoke with one of them, the idea didn't sound as far-fetched as you might think.
I prefer to adopt the maxim of Sherlock Holmes that if you rule out the impossible, whatever remains, as improbable as it is, must be the truth.
Now, a good rule of thumb is that aliens are always the least likely answer. But here's the thing, the more reasonable explanation right now isn't panning out. Most astronomers think that Oumuamua is probably a stray comet from another stellar system. The only problem is that it doesn't look like any comet we've ever seen, because it appears to lack that iconic tail.
There was an anomaly seen in the data, and it cannot be explained by the most conventional explanation, which in this case is a cometary outgassing. And so we propose an alternative interpretation, which is the only one I could think of.
But it seems extreme to assume aliens just because doesn't look like a comet, right? Not when the Harvard scientists accounted for another peculiarity. As Oumuamua traveled through our solar system, it didn't follow the normal path of a typical comet under the sun's gravity. Rather, it slightly shifted off course, which couldn't be explained by gravity alone. Something else, some unknown force was also at play, manipulating the object's behavior.
I cannot think of any other possibility other than the outgassing that we find in comets, which seems to be ruled out because we don't see a cometary tail, or the pressure from the sunlight. There is no other proposal on the table right now.
Pressure from sunlight. It works similarly to how wind pushes against a sail on a boat. So too can sunlight push against a spacecraft to propel it through space. Incidentally, we call these spacecraft solar sails. There's just one catch. Pressure from sunlight is extremely light, lighter than the weight of a fly on your hand, which means in order for it to be effective, solar sails also have to be extremely light and thin. In 2010, for example, Japan's space agency launched its Ikaros solar sail, which only weighed 1.1 pounds. But it eventually managed to travel over 65 million miles from Earth on just sunlight alone. And it's this type of force that the Harvard scientists think could be propelling Oumuamua too. Of course, that's if it's an alien-made sail in the first place.
Well, first of all, I am not confident that this is the correct interpretation because we don't have enough data. And so this is one possibility. I would highly recommend for people to read the paper. If they have a better idea, they should publish it.
And as always, not everyone agrees with Loeb's hypothesis.
I think that, their explanation, I think it's in contrast with what the data says. We did consider that possibility in our own paper, which was published earlier, and we dismissed it as not being physically valid. Again, there's no reason to think Oumuamua is anything but a natural object.
That's Rob Warwick, who first discovered Oumuamua in 2017.
So we think Oumuamua still has ice, and the sublimating ice gives it a small, tiny kick that gravity alone wouldn't account for, but that the dust it has is much larger than what comets typically have, and so we just don't see that from the ground.
And yes, in all probability, he's right. Oumuamua is a natural object, like a comet or asteroid. But neither Warwick nor Loeb can know for sure without more data. And sadly, Oumuamua is on its way out of the solar system, beyond the reach of our telescopes. So the best bet for solving this mystery?
So for Oumuamua itself, it's basically gone. It's too faint to see from the ground. There's no way we could send a spacecraft mission. So we really have to find a second object. That would help answer a lot of questions that we don't know. I'm very interested in finding a second one. It'd be nice if I found them all.
And Loeb already has some ideas on where to look next.
There should be quite a lot of them right now in the solar system, and some of them could be trapped by Jupiter and the Sun that act as a fishing net. And so some of these interstellar objects are bound to the solar system after the first passage.
That's right. Some of these interstellar objects might be right here in our solar system, trapped and waiting to be found. It looks like astronomers may have more fascinating discoveries to come.